In this video, we will cover creating views of various types and adjusting view properties. When you are modeling or documenting a building project, there are several types of views you can create to help you. When you switch to the View ribbon, you can see on the Create panel that there are several view tools that you can use. You can create 3D views, section views, callouts, several different types of plan views, elevation views, drafting views, and so on. We'll take a look at some of these tools. To begin, I'll click Section. To create a section view, you can click 2 points to place the section head and then the section tail. You can then adjust the far clip. With the section view selected, you can right-click and select Go to View to open the section view. You can then adjust the crop region and use any of the tools in the View control bar or in the Properties palette, similar to how you would in a floor plan view. For example, you can adjust the scale, the detail level, the visual style. You can even use tools such as Temporary Hide Isolate, Reveal Hidden Elements, and Temporary View Properties. Once again, just like you would in a floor plan view. I'll switch back to the ground floor electrical plan view, and then in the Create panel, I'll expand the Callout Split button, and you can see that you can create a rectangular callout or you can sketch a callout. I'll click Rectangle, and then I'll click 2 points to place the opposite corners of a callout view. With sections and callouts, you can see the blue section heads, and you can double-click anything that's blue and that view will open. I'll switch back to the ground floor electrical plan view. Back on the View ribbon, when you expand the Plan Views tool, you can see that there are several different kinds of plan views that you can create. Floor plan views will look from the top down, whereas reflected ceiling plan views will look from the floor up. So you're looking up to the ceiling. That way you can see the reflected ceiling plan grid. For MEP, you may also create plan regions in special circumstances. Plan regions are used when you want to have an area that has a separate view range. You can also create elevation views if needed, and then Drafting View is the next tool. When you click Drafting View, the new Drafting View dialog will open. You can enter in a name and set the scale for the drafting view. I'll leave it set to the default values and then click OK. Drafting views are special types of views that are separate from the building model. In other words, if you switch to the Systems ribbon, you can see that none of these tools are available because you cannot create model elements in drafting views. You can use almost any of the tools on the Annotate ribbon to create detail lines or filled regions or add detail components. And so as you can see, drafting views are used to create details or even one-line diagrams. There's an existing one-line diagram in this project, and it was created in a drafting view. I'll switch back to the ground floor electrical plan view again, and then switch to the View ribbon. When you activate the Section or Callout tool, you can also select Reference Other View, and then you can reference a drafting view or even another section view that has been created. I'll click Modify to end the command, and then continuing on, there are legends. You can create a legend, so if you have different symbols for various electrical fixtures or lighting fixtures, you can create a legend in order to explain what those symbols are, and then place those legends on a sheet. There are also tools to duplicate views. You can simply duplicate a view. You can duplicate a view with detailing, which will also add the view-specific elements from the view, such as tags. And then you can duplicate views as a dependent view. Duplicating as a dependent is great when a building has several areas that will not fit on a sheet at the scale, the desired scale, and so you can create dependent views and then have each dependent be referencing a specific area. You can also right-click a view in the project browser and access the duplicate view options. I'll select duplicate as a dependent, and then we'll create a dependent view of our floor plan view. And when I do, you can see that there is a branch created for the floor plan view in the project browser. At this point, if you adjust any of the view settings, such as the scale and the detail level, it will also adjust for the parent view and vice versa. In this case, we have a view template assigned, and so some of those controls are unavailable. But this is a great place to use temporary view properties if you just want to quickly turn on the visibility of a certain category or make some adjustments, but they're not going to be used to place it on a sheet. You can click temporary view properties and then enable temporary view properties. And then when I do that, you can see that the scale and detail level can be adjusted as needed. I will restore the view properties. And lastly, we'll talk about view properties. And if I switch back to the parent floor plan view, I'll click Edit Type to open up the Type Properties dialog. And here you can see that there are type properties for the floor plan view type. You can adjust the callout tag, the reference label, and you can also control the view template that is applied to new views. And not only that, you can then choose whether or not the new views are dependent on the template. When this option is selected, then the view template will be assigned to the new views, just like we saw in the properties palette. There is a view template assigned. When this option is deselected in the type properties dialog, then this view template will just be applied to the new view, and then you can adjust the view properties as needed, or any of the view settings such as the scale and the detail level. I'll leave this selected and then click OK. And then I will open the section view. So any sections, callouts, they also have type properties. So I'll click Edit Type, and for sections and callouts, you can adjust the callout tag and the section tag. And when I click in the section tag field and then click the More button, you can see another type properties dialog opens for the section tag. Here you can adjust the section head and the section tail, and you can select any of the families that have been loaded into the project. And so that will help you customize your section and callout tags. So just to summarize, there are several view types that you can use, and there are several ways you can customize these views so that they fit the needs of your project.